in the US.
Or good morning if you're in the
Anywhere near Haley.
Antipodes.
On my side of the
Hey
world.
Pete, we want you to take us to New York City now.
Yeah,
I'm on morning
Hours before we
struggle
start
bus
flipping.
this morning. Apparently, that doesn't usually
you
happen.
slept in. Nobody could get a
That's
hold of
true.
you. We all thought you were
I
dead.
actually didn't sleep in.
No, because I think we managed to confuse ourselves royally with the
hmm
whole
Daylight savings time.
There's a
time zone.
daylight savings change.
Well, because I couldn't figure out whether you guys started, because I know that you guys do
No, I
daylight
haven't started
savings,
yet.
but I didn't know if you were before or after us when you
Uh,
started.
yeah,
That was the thing.
we're after you. Oh.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and then you had that thing of like, do you guys do daylight savings time? I'm like, yes, we do, Seth.
No, it was more the do you do it now or have you
Yeah.
just done it? You're both frozen. You look lovely, but you're both frozen.
Mm,
As long as I look good, there's something.
yeah,
You
that's
look
right. As long
mildly
as I'm
preserved.
as long as I'm cute. I have I'm looking at my connection, and I'm full on. And I'm getting everything from Haley and you on through Discord. Is
Yeah,
that an OBS thing?
it's probably an OBS thing.
Oh, OBS.
Let me
My ping
see.
rate's pretty decent. So
Uh,
Let me hit a
silly
pause.
thing. It might be my connection. Well, it's doing something.
No. And we don't have anybody in stream chat presently, so.
No, no. Okay, you're moving in Discord,
Mm-hmm.
I need to put that over there.
but you
Oh,
are not
look at it.
moving in the Dubry. Well, that is just interesting.
This might be like canceled due to technical difficulties.
Nah, sod
Oh,
it.
Nah.
sweet.
Well, because I have questions.
Yes, yes, we shall start with
Yeah.
questions.
Mm.
You may or may not start moving. I am going to turn off video for the moment because while it's adorable to see you both kind of staring at each other lovingly, um, it's not necessarily what others want to see.
Hey, look, apparently we're adorable, so.
You are adorable. Both of you are very adorable.
I send you adorable
Thanks.
things about Haley all the time,
Yes,
and I think I drive you moderately crazy.
Murder everybody with the cute.
I do occasionally wake up to Bit going, ah! And I realise then there has been cuteness.
or it's and it's like, what? I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, because basically we cannot communicate normally. Apparently, it's just says, and I'm sat there going, "What? What exploded? What? What? What?" I just wanted to say hi.
Hi, how are you? I just wanted to say hi. The
Yeah,
issue is that I probably am very much just a child still, so
it's fine. It's fine.
well, I don't make you crazy. Well, and then there's also like a thing where I'm like, I have deep thoughts, and then by the time you get back to me, I'm like, I've resolved it.
Yeah, occasionally when I'm working and I can't check my phone, I come back to my phone and go 16 messages or whatever, and I go, "This is going to be exciting," and then we go on a journey in 5 minutes.
You get the whole full
I get the whole
process.
I get the whole process. It's wonderful.
Well, it's mostly because it's like, well, like Sess is like a person who I kind of see eye to eye with on certain things. So I'm like, here's this thing, and I wonder about this thing, and so forth, because it's almost like you're an older version of me, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It almost, but not quite. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think there
I
is
view
something.
you as a geeky mentor.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Teach me the
This
way.
is fantastic that this is happening because just this weekend I had a conversation with DJ who has been catching up on our episodes, and he said, "Yeah, you guys go on a tangent, and and then occasionally you go back to the subject matter." And I'm just like, "No, I think we're pretty good at sticking to the subject. I mean, we can
And he was like,
tangent and then
no.
we come back, and then I'm like, this is a great way to start after that
Yeah,
conversation."
yeah.
DJ, oh yeah.
We
Well,
are
I'm sorry.
professionals.
DJ shouldn't be the one being like, you guys go on tangents because it takes that guy 30 minutes to get to one point. So
We-
I don't even want to hear it from him.
We are
You've been
professional
called out, DJ.
tangenters. The point of it is that
I
we
have
go
a
on
certificate
tangents.
and everything.
Exactly. They gave me a driver's license and a passport.
License. I didn't know that DJ was catching up on that though. That's interesting.
Hi,
Right.
DJ.
Hi,
For
DJ.
when you catch up.
Hello, future DJ.
Or past.
Right. Yeah. True.
Ooh.
So yes,
The once
hello.
and
Welcome
future
to
DJ.
the stream, where we have just completely already tangented our way
Oh, yeah.
away from
yeah,
the
this-
subject before we even got to
Oh,
the
yeah.
subject.
We've
So-
had technical difficulties. Sess can't get her webcam working.
Nope.
The OBS froze on Haley and I looking lovingly into each other's eyes.
Yeah,
We've been on a tangent for the past 10 minutes.
Well,
I just
two.
professional.
Yeah,
Two.
we are incredibly professional, but we are talking this morning, about episode 7 of the second campaign. We are talking about Hush, where there are many knolls.
Regular no. Regular no.
Lots and
I
lots
loved
and
that.
lots of knolls.
Well, partially because I'm a really big fan of that song.
Mhm, yeah,
But at the
breaking
same
the laws.
time, I'm like, tee, I like puns.
Yep. And yeah, it's an episode where things happen. And it is one of the
Many
first
things.
ones where, while combat heavy, one where I actually managed to
Stay awake.
keep it kept my interest. I think because there was enough how shall I put this? Enough role play interspersed into the combat that it just felt like it was going a bit faster.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Well, and there are certain things that I noticed that I wanted to talk about when we got on stream because
Yeah.
I didn't. It's so hard because we do some of these episodes. We stagger these episodes out so the stream is user friendly to people who are a wee bit behind on their critical role.
Yeah.
And then also so that everybody will have had a chance to watch the episodes by the time we talk about them. And it's a little frustrating sometimes, though, because there are things that happen and I'm like, I want to ask Sess about this, but I have to save it, and then I have to sit on it for about 2 weeks, which is hard. 'cause it's me.
Delayed gratification.
You know, I'm not good at that. But there were certain things that I noticed, and one of the biggest ones was, and there was mini controversy about this, the whole thing where there was a critical fail,
Yeah.
and with Jester, Laura Bailey's character,
Yeah.
where she rolled very low, and Mercer had her drop her lollipop,
Her sickle, I think.
Yeah.
sickle, lollipop sickle.
Lollipopsicle. No, the popsicle, the lollipop is, I think, her spiritual weapon. I think. Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
It is.
Yeah,
You know,
there
you're
was some
correct.
internet drama about that.
Right, there was, particularly about whether you should do that in combat or not. And Mercer popped out and gave this explanation where he was just like, "No, I did it for narrative reasons, not combat reasons. Like, we play for a narrative, we don't play for combat," which is one of those D&D things where you're kind of like, yes. And then the other half of it was and I realized that's part of the reason why 7 flows so much better than 6, because that Mercer as DM sort of got into the habit of doing stuff that worked with the narrative versus just kind of running everybody through combat, which made 7 so much less dry than 6. And I like Critical Role. I like everybody who does it. I think Mercer's great, but God, 6 was a slog to get through.
6 was quite a lot of the combat was a struggle for me.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you will find an episode where it just doesn't flow. The combat doesn't flow. I mean, there were several episodes in the first campaign where I should have been on the edge of my seat, and I was just kind of going, Right,
Well,
they're still
and
killing this thing.
yeah, well, and part of it too is how everybody is evolving and kind of evolving their own style of
Mm-hmm.
play. And then the other half that I was reading was about the version of D&D that they're using 5e.
Yeah.
And apparently 5e lends itself to that. And Mercer gave like the greatest well, I thought a really even keeled response to all of that controversy, where he was like, "No, she's a cleric. She has other things to defend herself with. I did not screw her over. She's fine."
Yeah, he did not remove her only weapon, and he mentioned later on that he's playing up natural ones a bit more because he does it. He does it to
Yep.
the Manticore as well. When the Manticore
Yep.
rolls a natural one on her attack against Not, he explains it that she gets her claw stuck and gives her disadvantage on the next attack roll. So he's playing with the natural ones, and you can do that if you've got players who trust you, and you have got a good rapport with them. You can do that.
Well, and that's good DMing. That's
Yeah.
good DMing.
Yeah, and if you think about it in terms of story as well, this is one of the first times that Jester's actually used her sickle. Like, she's never actually rushed into battle and used her sickle, so it makes sense that she maybe is a little bit rusty with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's such a good narrative thing, and I stand by my assertion that that's good DMing, even though I am the most baby D&D player ever. I'm going to go buy my first set of dice today. I'm so excited.
We are
Side
so
note.
proud of you.
And we have people in the chat while we're discussing about this. We got very into our tangents and everything, but we got a couple people in chat. We've got Sky, who's in chat. We've got Gilb. We've got Felis.
Felis, yes.
Felis. Sorry, I pronounced that like like you would in Spanish, where it's like Feliz.
Oops, sorry.
But we've got a couple people. So hey, everybody in chat. Sorry for not
Hello, everyone.
acknowledging you immediately.
Hello.
We were on a tangent, but we are always happy that you're here, always, and
Exactly.
super willing to interact with you. We're just tangenty, very tangenty.
Always
this
consistently.
morning. I know we're at least consistent.
Indeed, dice hype.
I know. Oh God.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys follow everybody, like
Nope.
any of the voice actors on Twitter.
Yes, all of them.
Of course you do, Sess.
Why wouldn't I? Nope, you're still frozen.
Oh, am I?
No, it's fine. I've just turned the camera off again. OBS is being OBS.
Oh, yeah, yes. And to our watchers who have just come in, we're very sorry for being frozen. We're having issues with OBS, and this is just technical difficulty Sunday.
Exactly.
Right, but so somebody apparently sent Mary McGlynn like 2 sets of dice, and one of them was like rainbow dice.
Yeah, I saw those. Those were adorable and wonderful, and I wanted all of them.
Oh, I love Mary McGlynn. I think that we are just not good enough for her as a human being. Anyway, at any rate, and then also that Travis and Laura Bailey are going to have baby Willingham.
Yep.
Baby Willingham.
Baby Baileyham.
Exactly. There you go. Thank you. And it was one of the cutest little baby announcements where they had announced that they were pregnant with the
A new adventurer.
little D&D character sheet. But I did snicker a bit at the Dallas Cowboys booties because I was like, your kid's going to be 30 by the time they win another Super Bowl. But
Hey, that's what being a fan is all about.
and hey, Mad Milk, welcome. Or Mad Malik.
Malik.
Not Mad Milk.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello. Right, so back on to Hush. So they wind up in really dark caverns.
Which is great because you have 2 humans in you.
Yes,
team that have no dark vision.
And the whole episode kind of starts off with Not running into this kid who she's trying to save, and that is my favorite thing that has happened so far.
Yep.
It's just Not and the little boy screaming at each other.
Yeah,
So
the
good.
I love how they don't lose sight of the fact that Not is a monstrous creature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be interesting to see how they keep going with that. But I like how they lean into that.
Definitely. And then they also, this just seems to be like disaster roll 9, because they've
Yeah, things don't go well.
Not rolls like lower, and just like that boy gets wrecked pretty well. No, he doesn't die, but he gets wrecked because Mercer's nice and doesn't like killing children in his narrative.
Oh, you think so? No, that's the dice. The kid did fall unconscious, but there were people around who could help the kid.
Yeah.
So while he fell unconscious, it was still
Several people ran to
doable.
The kid.
aid.
Although I do
love
think
Jester's grumpiness about this. It just
Jester needs
delights
to work
me.
on her bedside manner.
She didn't have any. It's just it's wonderful.
Well, it was like a thing of like, this is why Jester and Bo are friends, because when it comes to helping people, they're just like, oh.
Yeah, it's a delight.
So there was that. And then they run into Carrie Payton. And for those of you who don't know who Carrie Payton is, he is the voice of Cyborg from Teen Titans, both the old and new ones.
Yep.
And he's Cyborg, I think, in pretty much everything animated. I'm surprised they didn't tap him for the Justice League movie, because he's so well known for that character. And he's also a regular in The Walking Dead.
Yep.
And just a super cool human being from what I've heard from people who've met him at cons.
Yep. And also a DM in his own right for his daughter's games.
Which is the
His daughter is all of 6, I think. Which is just delightful.
So cute. Well, and Haley's DM'd her family games before.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's a different experience, because everybody kind of interacts in family mode. So it's a different thing. It's harder to get people to play their characters.
Yeah.
Not 100%. The kids are usually into it, but if there's going to be an argument at the table, the argument's going to turn personal.
Yep.
That makes sense. But they run into Carrie Payton, who... Carrie Payton. I keep saying Carrie Payton, and that's so not his name, and somebody's going to, like, hate me for it, and I just have, like, garble mouth. I apologize.
It's okay.
At any rate, so they run into him, and the voice that he picked for his character, I was like, that is a decision that you made as an actor.
Yeah.
He sounds quite a bit like where it's like, I don't know if you've heard of the SNL skit, The Ladies' Man.
Yep.
He sounds exactly like that.
Yeah. I love the responses to his voice as well.
Yeah, where everybody's like,
and also you're not allowed to have a better voice than we have.
Yeah.
Which is also a delight.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Even though he started rolling, he rolled so well during this session, and everybody was like, "Oh, thank God you're here," because we're all rolling terribly.
I think that was fun. Like, I mean, the start of the very first roll was a natural 1, so that for initiative,
One of us.
So that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. And he has what is that, parrot?
No, it
dark
was
hummingbird.
It was a dark hummingbird, yeah.
A dark hummingbird named Anastasia. And I was like, Grand Duchess.
Grand Duchess
Anastasia.
yeah.
And I loved every single minute of that.
Yeah. Jester attempting to to interact with Grand Duchess Stacy. Her love of animals of all kinds continues.
Oh, is that just a Bailey thing?
No, it's just a Jester thing that we found. She's in love with.
They're doing
Frumpkin.
other stuff, and she's just like, "Frumpkin, come here!" And this time it was like, "Duchess Stacy."
Grand Duchess Stacy, come here.
While dragging two bodies out of the mine shaft.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And that was really wonderful, and I loved his description of the character. I thought that was just very, like,
that was brilliant,
spellbinding.
Shikaste is going to be an interesting character. I hope
he comes back.
I hope to see more of him. Yeah.
Oh, please let him double up with Mary McGlynn. That would be amazing. I don't know what she'd do with that, but I'd love it. At any rate, again, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, for the guest characters, because I'm just like, I know that everybody's like low level, and that's part of the reason why Mercer's also made some of the decisions that he's made with his critical fails.
Yeah. And also it makes sense from a narrative perspective. If you're already doing milestones, which is what they're doing, they're not doing it on XP, it makes sense to have more things happen in a narrative fashion. So drive towards a narrative more than just XP. It makes sense to go
I'm a
that way.
I'm a critical noob. Explain milestones versus XP.
Milestones are story beats. That's basically the best way to describe it. If you are using pre-gen adventures, for example, you will get something like a remark at the end of this section, your characters or the characters should hit level 3. And it allows you to control character progression in a more narrative focused game. If you are mostly XP based, you can still do a lot of narrative. It's not like that doesn't work. It's just that it becomes easier to lose track of who's where and who's what, because at that point you are following individual XP. If someone misses a session, they will lose out on XP. So you would then have, as a DM, have to make the choice whether or not you want them to still get the XP because pretending that your character was there, or let them fall behind. And it makes things difficult. And if you've got a group like these ones, where you know that some of them are going to not be there for a while because of conventions and stuff, it makes more sense to do a milestone thing. Right. And so are some of those milestones the character things that they do alone as well? Yeah, if you're because he's doing mostly his own, or because he's doing his own story, he can decide what the milestones are.
Is he doing milestones this time, or is he doing hatch marks? Because I know that he was doing hatch marks in the original campaign, which is why everybody was slightly different levels. He is doing milestones. He mentioned it either in a talks, or it was a one-off mention in a game. Yeah, I could have missed it if it was in a game or forgotten. I don't know. I distinctly remember. Love you too. Bye. Sorry, my mom's.
Everybody say hi to Haley's mom.
Hi, Haley's mom.
Say bye. She's
bye, Haley's mom.
Bye, Haley's mom. Bye, Haley mom.
Because that's not awkward.
That's alright. I'm just checking outside the window.
I do awkward stuff with Haley's mom all the time. It's not even. We had an awkward yeah, that's totally true. We had an awkward conversation about robots about a couple weeks ago. It was greatly entertaining.
Through Haley.
Well, because sometimes be talking through Haley, and all of a sudden I'm talking to Haley and Haley's brother and Haley's mom.
Makes perfect sense to me.
At any rate, yeah, but right, so that's milestones.
Yep.
And versus HP. And thank you. That was a little, I was wondering about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a thing, it probably bears mentioning that there is a thing that you're supposed to do with XP, which as well, which is if someone gets knocked out, if someone is unconscious at the end of the battle, they don't get a share of the XP. That's supposed to be, that's a standard rule that I don't use.
Nope.
I hate it. So I'm just like, if you participated, you get XP.
So yeah, I kind of get why as a DM, well, I get if you were a DM who really loved getting all of your players to do stuff, why you would hate that. I totally get why you would hate that.
It makes sense for things like Adventurers League, which is definitely like, it's a huge thing where there are lots of rules and regulations.
That's a dungeon crawler thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And that makes sense.
And I mean, people are allowed to like that, definitely.
But yeah, because XP, the way that XP works is that it's every creature has a set XP amount. So like a goblin is 50 XP. If you fight 3 goblins, then it's 150 XP for the thing, and then it gets divided by how many people participated in the battle.
Right. Phyllis is saying that Matt mentioned it before they reached the first one, when they defeated the toad, is what Phyllis is saying. Thank you.
No, that's correct. Thank you for that, Phyllis.
Yeah, so there's that, and they go through the the tunnels, the mines, and the funny thing is that kind of gets through this thing where she doesn't want to do anything, and so both Ford and oh crap, I forgot Carrie's character's name.
Shikaste.
Caste. Oh, hey, Kitty. Everybody say hi to Cat.
He's meowing at me.
Oh, man. So we have a guest. We have Cat Guest, everybody. Say hi to Cat Guest, everyone. Woo!
We want attention.
I'm distracted, sorry.
Oh, God. You know what's really funny is that I don't think that anybody can see it, so it's just us being like, derp, 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 derp. This is an audio program, people.
Yeah, today it is.
I know. At any rate, so they're both giving not motivational speeches.
Yeah, and the one fails completely. Is you're feeling really good about this, and Not's response is, "I'm not interested in a relationship." Which is just wonderful.
I wonder if there's a thing with Not of like is because I forget how young Not is.
This comes up in the next episode.
Ooh, so I haven't watched the next episode because I tend to like to do these things as fresh as possible. So
no, that's absolutely fair.
I watched half of
and
it.
then also I was doing all kinds of stuff this weekend, so I had only a certain amount of chunks that I could review my episodes in. So I was like, well, we're doing Hush because that's what we're talking about.
And that is one thing that I'll clarify again because I've had the question twice. We will never catch up, so to speak. We are not looking to have Role Perception be about the latest episode. We want to give people at least that week to catch up, so we will aim to always be 1 week behind. We may be more weeks behind like we are now, but we are always going to be at least that one episode behind. And
the point of it was so that everyone could have a chance to watch the episode both within our group, but also because the idea behind Role Perception was that it was a regular person's stream, Critical Role stream and Critical Role cast. So for the people who are not diehard fans, for the people who are just waiting in, that's what we're here for, and that's who we want to appeal to. And if you're hardcore and you enjoy us, that's awesome. But understand that we are not. That's not you're not exactly who we're aiming for. As happy as we are to have you, and
You're
totally
you're
welcome
more
to
than
come along
welcome,
with
but
us.
we are not going to go deep into lore. Although I am looking forward to some of the more what on earth is going to happen here discussions, because we are still discovering the characters. But I'm
Right.
looking
Yeah.
forward to the conspiracy talks about what do we think is going to happen with these characters
Oh,
next.
hi,
Um,
JA. Hi, DJ. They just showed up in the chat.
Yeah, I just
Hello,
saw that.
persons, DJ, JA. We are not on a tangent now, JA. DJ. One of the J's.
So many.
Sorry. My brain is not working today. I'm having an
Okay,
anxiety
Sess.
attack.
It's okay,
Fine.
Sess. You are fine. So yeah, just all of these, like, you're gonna do this, you're feeling great, and it's just like, I'm not interested in a relationship with you.
Yep.
And
that's-
Not continues to be one of my favorite characters for that.
yeah, it's wonderful.
Um,
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
oh, no. Go ahead. What did you want to add? I was done.
I just like her response to Shikaste. In I don't know, I just love seeing Not interact with the world. It delights me on so many levels. That was a really good example. It's just it's partly because Sam Riegel is just incredibly smart and quick-witted when it comes to saying things about a character, or in character, or just in general.
He is very, very good at improv. You
Yes.
can tell.
They all are. But yeah, Sam is definitely one of the not better players, because that's wrong, but
Yeah, no,
the
they're
right
all
player
equally,
for a character like Not.
they're all equally. Well, you don't see him struggle with his character,
No,
in the way that you see certain other players struggle with their character.
yeah, trying to find their voices. I think he found the voice.
Right, and he's somebody who sort of clicked into his character very quickly, which is great, and I'm sure happens a lot in your D&D games.
Yeah. I ended up having a role-playing session where people role-played sheep for 5.5 hours.
Wait, sheep?
Well, and dog, and a squirrel,
Wow.
and a raccoon.
Oh, hello, Sue and Stephen.
Hi, Sue. Hi, Stephen. The sheep. I think we now have we have the sheep, we have the squirrel, we have the raccoon, and we have the dog in the chat at this point in time.
We do.
I basically ran the game, and the idea was it's a one shot. They have to go somewhere, and not only did they run the entire thing off the rails within 2 minutes of me starting, they went and found as many red herrings as was possible, none of which I put in there. I put one big red herring in there, and they just completely ignored it. I had to spend 5.5 hours making shit up as I went along. It was amazing.
That sounds about right.
It was amazing. It was wonderful.
No, I keep getting invited to your D&D circles, and no one ever tells me what's gonna happen with them. So it's just kind of like, okay.
Well, I invited you to the Lost Mines of Phandelver.
Yeah, and I said sure, and then you were like, okay, and then never communicated with me about it.
No, that's because I'm still writing it. I'm still collecting people.
Oh, it's like Gilb invited me too, and then never communicated with me about it. So I'm feeling sad, people.
Quick, let's run a game for a bit right now.
No,
Oh, I'm prepared.
we need to just chat. No, about my character that I already wrote.
Bit has a character. Bit has a character
great.
called Arthur.
Yes.
He's an orc accountant. An orc barbarian accountant, to be sure.
Yes.
Which is going to be a
He's a-
delight to play.
He's a half-orc barbarian accountant, and he would like to negotiate this.
Yes.
I have a 2-hour adventure for first level characters ready to go.
He's got a bit of an underbite going on because he's got fangs kind of coming up from underneath.
Yep. So Haley's got a 2-hour one-shot ready.
Well, we might, you know what, we might do that full orc even. Oh, hey, yeah, J.A. remembers. I don't know, we might, he sounds awesome. We might, oh, did I tell you guys about the person who was in one of my mutuals? And he had a companion animal who he named Benedict.
Benedict Arnold.
Nice.
And he has like a little like monocle and a top hat. It's fantastic.
That sounds amazing. I want one.
But at any rate, I don't know, man. If Chad is interested in seeing me get my cherry popped, God,
Whoa.
that sounds so.
I didn't sign up for that. I'm uncomfortable.
My D&D cherry pop says.
Well, it certainly
and
went some places.
Went somewhere.
Yeah, and has a game that wants to, and has a game that, you know, we want to run or something like that, and we all put together stuff. That would be great, and we would be super happy to stream it as well. I mean, we're waiting our way in. Right, so back to the episode. Tangents!
It's not a tangent. It's D&D related. It's therefore not a tangent.
Yeah. It's totally on topic.
Exactly. So,
right. So they run into a big manticore. Wait, no. It's they had the manticore cub before. Oh crap! They had the manticore cub, and they separated it out in the previous episode, if I'm remembering it correctly. And they run into the manticore mother. Yeah.
No, the manticore cub and the mother turned up in this episode.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And Mercer circles back to that in a really beautiful way and in a short amount of time, so it's not there for all eternity.
It was interesting. The whole manticore fight.
You sound like you were just bored stiff about it.
No, actually, I was bored stiff with the. I was kind of bored with the gnolls beforehand.
Yeah.
Regular gnoll.
That was fun, but I started paying attention when Bo got kicked in a pit. That no one knew was there. That was a delight.
I forgot that happened, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And everyone just attempting to bargain with the DM, going, "Can we do this? Can we do that? Oh God!"
Like we're all gonna die.
And then it's only a 40-foot pit.
Also, Marisha's comment about being in the pit and being like, "Oh, if I was one level higher, feather fall," because monks get that.
Yeah.
That has saved my ass multiple times.
Yeah.
And not, I think, disables the manticore with hideous laughter.
Yeah, that is way at the end. Tasha's, the Nott's concept of Tasha's hideous laughter is...
Dad jokes.
They are so bad. They are so bad. And Molly's attempt at... not devil's tongue, but vicious mockery. And
right.
And when it goes wrong, he still leans into it.
Yes, and good for you, Taliesin.
Yeah.
You get the seal of approval, Taliesin. We don't talk about you much on the podcast, but you do goodly.
I am...
But also singing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Singing that whole thing. Even what he's done with the speaking infernal is kind of great.
Yeah. He did point out that if no one else spoke infernal at the table, it was just going to be gobbledygook. But because Jester speaks infernal, he's actually saying stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, he was planning on just saying nonsense, which
Right.
would be such a Taliesin thing to do.
It would be. Definitely.
And Caleb strikes the killing blow.
On the priest, yes.
Down the priest, on the priest, not on the Manticore, because
No,
I think they ran away from the Manticore.
No, Shikaste.
Yeah.
Got the
Oh
killing
yeah,
blow
that's
on
right,
the
that's right.
Manticore. And there was some very interesting...
Character stuff.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff that he's doing.
I know.
It I don't know. I don't know what kind of cleric Shikaste is, but
Tempest, Path of Tempest. I think it was.
really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it said so on his character sheet. I might be
okay, it
incorrect.
might be,
Correct me if
yeah.
I'm wrong, chat. I'm pretty sure it said Tempest domain though.
Yeah, but the way he's playing it, I am intrigued. I'm not entirely sure what he's going for, but
Yeah, he had some flashbacks, which was yeah.
Did he have flashbacks? I know
He had when Caleb struck the priest, he saw the whole burning head, and he had a bunch of memories, and then
that was Caleb, not Shikaste.
yeah. No, not Shikasta. No, Shikasta basically whacked him and like blew flames down his throat, and it was awesome. But yeah,
Yeah, the
but it was all interesting. It was all good combat and very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just not going to mention the elephant in the room? Where
What is the elephant in the room?
not the baby,
Mm-hmm.
as in not just doing what's necessary and just killing a helpless animal.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Ford on one end
yeah.
of the battlefield who is paralyzed,
Yeah.
Right.
and hasn't succeeded a saving throw to not be paralyzed. And then the Manticore is clearly going for Ford in the next
Yeah.
turn, in the next round of attacks, and not just runs straight up after freeing the prisoners. Runs
Yelling
straight up
at
to
them.
yeah, yelling at them to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And runs over and attacks the baby Manticore. Gets sneak attack because
Because it's a baby.
it's a baby.
Well,
yeah.
Bo incapacitated a 12-year-old girl, so I'm not exactly like, oh my god, my
A 12-year-old girl that was participating in the battle. So
Yeah. I mean, Nott is kind of doing the equivalent of killing a puppy at this point. But I just love everyone's
it's
response.
not though.
And
It's
Matt's
not
response.
though. Like,
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Not really, but yeah, no, you're right. But I just love everyone's response going, wait, whoa, what you doing? And Matt just goes, oh, well, that was not what I was expecting. I think the moment where he goes, do you want to save this thing? And everyone's face just goes, and then just, no, you get sneak attack. It's helpless. Yeah. No, you kill it. You know, you hit it. It's a baby. And then Travis going, its eyes aren't open yet. And it just keeps going to, you killed its kid. And it has consequences.
which, and again,
And those
that's why
consequences were advantage
eaten.
rolls on almost all of the attacks.
Yeah, and also advantage roll for saving against, for resisting Tasha's hideous laughter, and wisdom, advantage on the wisdom saving throw to get out of it, which I think some people were unhappy with because it felt like Matt was stacking the deck as a DM. But, you know, sometimes as a DM you go, no, you have actually done something that is so incredibly upsetting to this person that they're come hell or high water, they're gonna take you down. And I like that he didn't back down for that. So that was good.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't super traumatized by it because I'm like, yeah, it's not like that. Like that's kind of a thing that Not would do, and then sort of be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, whoops, that hurt.
Well, because goblins are kind of the general evil, and Not is sort of running around interacting with the world. It felt in character. I
Yeah.
wasn't exactly traumatized by that, and I thought it was a little. Like, I mean, I get that they were like, you killed a child and so forth, but at the same time, it was sort of like, that's in character.
I also get the idea that they were playing it up a bit because by this point we didn't know that there's a small child on the way. There is a critter on the way, but they did. There is actually something that Sam says, which is a baby should be with its mother when they're talking about what they want to do with the manticore and the kid.
Yeah.
And as well, a baby should be with its mother. And you see Travis look at Sam and wink, which just delighted me. This is all in hindsight, of course, but yeah, that was
once you know, you see the things.
Yeah.
Well, I saw on Tumblr somebody gift all the times that they block Laura's belly, which I'm like,
oh yeah, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Again, dude, I get why you wouldn't want to just like announce that to everyone and so forth.
When you're not ready yet, no. But,
keep it under wraps. I get it.
Exactly. But anyway, that was the Manticore.
R.I.P. baby Manticore. We knew the.
We hardly knew you.
Fellas is going Tasha's hideous laughter. Explain.
It is a spell. Let me grab my player's handbook.
We actually have the bot in the. Do we have the bot? We have the bot, don't we? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, we have the bot, which is totally a reference. Okay, in Discord we have a bot, which you can still look it up in the book if you want to. I'm just gonna point this out to everyone, which is also a reference guide. So if you type into the chat in any of the channels in our Discord, ! Spell Tasha's hideous laughter, it should come up with the spell description. Should be the operative word in that sentence.
Yeah, Phyllis, as everyone explains in the chat, it's a spell name. It's not Yasha. No, that's fine. Don't worry. It can be a bit confusing sometimes. It's like Norda and Yorda in the first few episodes where you go, who is this again? Norda. Yeah.
Or Vex and Vax.
Yeah. Yeah. And when it's written down, it doesn't look that bad. And then you realize it is actually that close to each other.
Yes. Right, but I pulled it up in the Discord. And can we... Wait, do we... Might be broken.
We don't have a bot.
It is a first level enchantment. It works for several classes. It requires tiny tarts and a feather. It's not a ritual, and it says, a creature of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter if the spell affects it. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected, which basically means that the Manticore is smarter than your average whatever. At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. The target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage. On a success, the spell ends. So that is Tasha's Hideous Laughter. It's quite a cool spell. You hardly ever see it used well, though, because a lot of people don't commit to making the horrible joke that comes with it. But we all know and love
So if
Sam.
you must make that spell, go all in on it, won't you?
Exactly. And Sam,
Go hard or go home.
yeah, and Sam, as we all know, or are starting to learn, does go all in with these things.
Well, and
Buy
the
a
thing
shitty joke
that's
book.
well, the thing that's actually really wonderful about why why Not and Caleb work well is because both Sam Riegel and Liam are like just permanently extra.
Yep.
Hmm.
So they're extra together.
Makes sense because they're best friends IRL. So
Yep, absolutely.
And it's cute. It's very cute.
They are adorable together.
But yeah, that whole thing works out really well. Anyway, yeah, so they kill a baby manticore, and everybody's slightly traumatized, but it's also just like, eh.
Talison's,
Not gets
no,
attacked.
I've changed my mind. Plan. Oh God, plan.
Yeah,
There
Steph
was
says that,
one moment where I think it was Liam was yelling, like, this is no, it was Taliesin. It was like, this is why we don't plan, Sam. Like, because plans go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Stu says that Matt needs to say things out loud when he's planning.
No, it's just also that when they make plans, it never survives even the first encounter with the enemy.
No.
It usually doesn't even get to the encounter with the enemy. It just goes, fuck it. It seems to be
Yeah.
their approach.
Well, that's kind of what makes it sort of funny when you first run into Not and Caleb, and they're like, shall we run Spider Eyes? Shall we, do all
Yeah.
things? And it's like, and now that I know the history of them planning, I'm kind of like, how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of do want to see them pull out one of their plans, if only to see it like fall into absolute chaos.
That will be wonderful.
Yeah. They do plan a little bit when it comes to a big battle at the end of season 1 particularly. So yeah. So we'll be getting into that, but that's probably once we get to higher levels.
Yeah.
And JA says that Sam and Liam are great at doing things that have great potential to sink the campaign without actually letting it sink the campaign.
Yeah, discussing striking out on their own, playing cowardly and sensible characters. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the benefit of playing with people that you know, in the sense that
Yeah, you know
well
each other
enough
enough to play off with each other.
Exactly, and also if you've got a relationship of trust with your DM, because if you don't know your DM and you don't know anyone, and then it's difficult to let it flow naturally. I remember when I started the campaign with my ex-partner. That was a long-running campaign already. My first session coming in was the last session of 2 others, and they started a fight. They started a full-on bar brawl, and my character sat there going, "Yeah, I'm a sensible person. I'm not going to get involved when someone is obviously picking a fight." So I didn't know the players. I didn't know the DM that well. So I didn't really feel confident in going somewhere with this. So it felt a bit clunky. Now I would just do it completely differently, because I would know these people. I have known them for 7 years now. I know how they play. I know how they DM. So you get a bit more leeway almost when you know each other well,
right?
And you've played for long periods of time. Yeah, you have to trust your DM and trust your characters to do that.
It's a relationship of trust, you guys.
Exactly.
So they get to the survivors, which is sort of the end part of the episode.
Yep, they collect a whole bunch of survivors which Shakasta had been saving and putting in a shack. And they all go back to Oldfield. They, of course, take the manticore head, leaving the baby. They're not even taking the baby to have it stuffed and mounted or something.
Because that would probably be a little too morbid.
Yep. this is your. I think this is actually your first encounter with a horde-ish.
Who, me?
The nest, the nest of the
Oh, yeah.
manticore. What do you find in there?
All of the things.
Yeah, in this case, things. So yeah, this is something that you can do as a DM at the end of a session, at the end of a big boss or reasonably mid-sized boss, is have a hoard, have a treasure hoard belonging to the dead creature, or potentially just a random thing that you find in the dungeon that you're gallivanting through, and
Right.
you can get shinies. 3, 2, 1. Sky is going to hop in a second, I'm sure, because I mentioned the magic word. So yeah, this is how, as a DM, you can get your characters shiny items. But because you have to roll on treasure tables, they may or may not be
You
useful.
summon Sky.
Yeah.
You summon Sky.
I summoned Sky.
Yeah, she used the summoning.
I used the summoning word.
I mean,
Used the
Sky has been here
summoning
all
word.
along, but Sky woke up.
Sky woke up. It's if Sky were a golem, that would be her activation word.
Skynies.
Shinies, yes.
Right.
So yeah, you
so
can.
there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, right. So, and it, so the nest thing was pretty neat, because I hadn't seen it before. But the other thing is that, I, was trying to figure it out, because Nott stole from Shikasta.
Yep, she lifted his purse.
Yeah. And he called her on it.
Yep. Which I thought was wonderful.
It definitely was.
Kind of gave Nott a bit of a scare, and I'm kind of hoping that Shikasta shows up again, and they sort of have like because I like that Shikasta's not necessarily, he's helping them because they're in his space, but he's not necessarily 100% friendly.
No, he's
Ambiguous.
yeah, he's his own agent. Which you also can tell that he doesn't join in the celebrations that you get at the end.
No.
Oh, and we see more Bryce. Bryce is wonderful. I
Oh yeah, Bryce is around, isn't Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce is my favorite character. I have a huge fondness for them.
And will not learn her lesson? Probably not. No, Sue.
No.
I have a
Unlikely.
feeling that's going to be a thing that actually screws them over quite a bit on this campaign, and I'm excited to see it.
I'm interested to see where this goes, because I get the idea that this is supposed to be, it's being played for fun right now, but I get the strong sense that this is proper kleptomania, which is an interesting choice to go with.
Yeah, although there are people out there who genuinely have kleptomania.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's
what I was saying, what I was going to mention was I'm glad that they're treating it as a genuine, like it's funny, but at the same time not has a genuine problem with kleptomania, and they're addressing it like that, and I like that.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm really going to be. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with this, because as I said, it's. I trust them because they've proven previously that they can be trusted with sensitive subjects.
I mean, for instance, watch Master Bryce.
Absolutely. Though, speaking as someone who is non-binary, I am not a sensitive subject, damn it.
Well, it's not that you're not a sensitive subject, but what I'm saying is...
No,
like,
treating something with the respect it deserves.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't treat that with respect.
No, it would just be the butt of a joke. Yeah, no.
I mean, you are, but...
Yeah, I am special. I'm a special snowflake.
You're squishy, it's fine.
Yeah.
But everybody gets what we're saying, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I liked that. And although JA's like, I want Jocasta to come back and read me bedtime stories.
Oh yeah.
JA, we all do.
Yeah, yeah. If Carrie Payton were to narrate some books, I would be really happy.
Oh my God. Could somebody, God, I think I might sit down and draw a bedtime story, a Critical Role themed bedtime story.
Yes, yes.
just to be like, but it can only be read by Shikasta.
Yeah, it's only allowed to be read by Shikasta. Do it. Do it.
It would be like good. I can't even remember what it would be like. I can't even think about it. It would be like good night, not, or something like that. And it's just not saying good night to all the stuff that she's stolen.
Oh, that would be adorable.
Do it and
it.
send it in for Christmas.
Yes.
Laura and Travis.
Yes. Yes.
It would be glorious.
We are on board with this
yeah.
idea. Go do that.
I just came up with that on the fly, but apparently.
Yep. Go do it. Oh wait, was this one of those ones where we're not supposed to encourage you again?
Oh God, no! I've gotten to the point where I just know that you guys are going to enable me.
No, I'm always going to enable. I'm not apologizing for that ever.
Yeah, no. Haley is like my partner in crime at this point in time. So
I at least attempt to be somewhat sensible about this stuff. Sometimes.
yeah, no, you're not. You're not.
I attempt. I never said I was successful at it.
Oh, you. But yeah.
What?
Yeah, you guys are enabling me, and I might do it. Oh, and so is Steven. Oh my God. Well,
Yep,
now I have
we
to do
are all on board with you doing
You put
this
it out
thing.
there on
Now
the
I have to
internet.
do it.
It has to be a thing.
it. This is true. I put it out there on the internet. I now have to do it because, yeah.
It's in the rules.
like cosplaying not and Bo.
Is also in the rules. You doing that is also in the rules, indeed.
Just you're gonna do that. Are you gonna send me those contact lenses, Sess?
The not contact lenses. I'm just very worried that if I don't, or if I do, it's going to be the wrong ones, and then you go blind, and it's all my fault, and Haley will be angry at me.
Well, I have a prescription and I can send it in. It's okay. Oh God, the entire chat is saying I. God damn it! Now
We are
Well-
not enablers.
coming soon. Good night, not a Critical Role bedtime story.
That's alright, because I want to cosplay as Ford. I want to be our pretty boy orc.
Yes.
Oh my God, I want you to work too. Anyway,
Oh, great. I'm going to wake up with the both of you telling me that you are very... you adore the idea of the other one doing this. It's going to be very cute in the morning. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah. For those of you who are new, Haley and I
They're a thing. They're an item.
yeah,
They claim they're not an item. They're an item.
we're a thing. We're a thing. I like Haley a lot. She is bae in my lucky star, and and we're disgusting and insufferable.
Yep.
Despite all our protests, no, it's not official.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to sit here and be long-suffering.
Oh, and so is chat.
With everybody else.
So is chat. Poor chat. Right. So they report back to Watchmaster Bryce, and Not talks to Fog Monster,
Yep.
which is pretty great. And they leave the mines at last. And they have all their stuff and their recovered bodies and so forth, and they're off on the road again to Alfield.
Yep.
And that leads us into episode 8, which we will talk about next week.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Things to note, Frumkin was not in this episode.
No, but led to an awesome character interaction where after Caleb
Yes.
realized that Anastasia was a familiar, was just like, oh, I had a bird, but he was obliterated.
And then Shikasta goes, I'm really sorry. No, it's okay. He'll be back. And yeah.
So cute.
Ugh, so good.
I like Frumpkin. I think Frumpkin is the greatest. I have a ginger friend who I really want to cosplay Caleb with me, and he was like, I don't get it. And I was like, well, I could give you a stuffed. I explained it to him, and I was like, and I can give you a stuffed tabby cat that you can carry around. And he's like, I'm on board.
Yep, if you give me a stuffed cat, I'm on board. Yeah, no, that's
He's
nice.
he's a ginger, and he's a brony. So
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh, he's a perfectly fine guy.
Ah, I
Don't
think
hate on bronies. The brony mafia will come and kill us all. Okay, they're
I
a
think
genuine thing.
I think I have been on the internet too long. But anyway, let's not go down that road because this is supposed to be a vaguely positive
not.
thing. This is
Oh,
not the
brony.
Cess rants about horrible people.
No, although my friend
He's not a horrible
and-
person because he's your
No,
friend.
we'll call him Gingy, and he's a wonderful human being. At any rate, but so and are there any little quotables? Because my favorite one was probably the whole thing of was Shikaste summoning his spiritual weapon.
Oh, Estelle, yes, the
Yes,
bust of
I would
Estelle
like to
Getty.
materialize with the all-inspiring sass of Estelle Getty, and I was like,
Yep, yep. So apparently, Estelle Getty is a thing in D&D.
she,
Which
she
is
is
a
truly
delight.
eternal.
Yeah.
She's
she
truly eternal. May she rest in peace,
is. Oh, please.
and or on her home planet.
Whichever one comes first.
Yeah, kind of like Christopher Lee. That's another person who got summoned back to his home planet. Anyway, and then there's the whole thing with Shikaste, who is like, "Here's what your problem is. The next time you'll eat something less human."
Yes, yes. I just there were lots of lovely little things that made me happy. The whole exchange with the planning thing as people at the table going, what the hell just happened? But also things like Bo running up to save Nod and just going, what the fuck? There was just a level of delight in this episode that I just really enjoyed.
And Bo and Nott are kind of slowly becoming friendly.
Yes. That's
Bo did not necessarily like Nott kind of right off the bat.
I don't think Bo liked anyone really.
True, Bo is very meh.
Bo is so much a teenager.
Yeah, it's probably why I really do like Bo.
Yeah, it's the cynical thing, and it's the attempting to be hard edged, and yeah, I'm not
like,
saying that there's a gooey
so
center in there, but it's yeah. I'm very fond of every single one, and I love the fact that Bo and Molly don't like each other, and I love how they're leaning into that.
I do like
Except
that.
in combat situations when, you know,
They know
Bo goes
exactly.
running through the dark towards Molly.
Yeah, exactly. So I really get the feeling that
And could
Molly
have potentially fallen
trusts
down a
him
hole.
in combat.
Her.
Molly?
Her, trusts her.
No, trusts Molly in combat.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Molly trusts him, referring to Bo as a him.
No,
and I was like,
no. Sorry, Bo trusts him in combat. Bo trusts.
Right.
Sorry, I may have. There were words.
That's all right. That's all right. And oh god, so here's Sue's little theory. Ford and Caleb are the dads. Bo is the teenager, and Jester and Nott are the kids, and Molly is the uncle. And Molly is the uncle that gets you in trouble as a kid.
The fun uncle.
The fun uncle. I don't know. I feel like Caleb's like your stepdad. That would be what I would add to that. Caleb's totally like your stepdad who married in and is sort of like, I don't quite know how to deal with everyone.
Yeah. I'm still not entirely sure about Caleb. I don't know what his deal is. But
We'll find out shortly.
well, one hopes so. I just want to know what everyone's issues is. I want to know what everyone is.
I just want to know what the thing is.
Yeah, I want to know their thing. I want to know everything now.
I am excited though.
That's good. Are you
'cause
still
we're-
enjoying this? Because we're now
I am.
7 episodes in.
I know we're no longer like skimming, man. We're in.
Yeah,
So Molly is Ford's ex. No, I mean no. I'm saying that Molly married. No, maybe, probably. Actually, there you
Who
go.
knows?
Wow.
Who knows what's happening?
Gosh, that.
And that I can feel the fan art coming already.
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
no, I'm fairly certain there's fan art.
Oh, by the way, for those of you in the chat, new people, old people, continue sending us your fan art. You may tweet us your fan art. I am bit_raptor, and Cess is Cessfet25, and Haley is Haley Terry 11, and you can totally send us your fan art. I mean, Haley's on Tumblr all the time.
I'm on Tumblr as well.
All the time.
I'm not.
I love how the cynical person
Send us your
is
fan
not on Tumblr.
What?
I said I love how the
actually
cynical
had-
person is not on Tumblr.
No, I'm not. I mean, I have a Tumblr, which I have recently set up to follow Critical Role fan art.
Yep,
Nice.
that sounds good. But yeah, throw us the stuff that you find and that you like. There is of course always the stuff that the players find, which is always fun to see. But if you have a friend or even just someone that you follow who's starting out and is doing some fun stuff, give him some love as well, because I do realize that the whole thing with the fan art of the week for Talks Machina and a few other things, there's so much stuff coming out that some of the baby artists feel sometimes somewhat left out and somewhat lonely,
so
as
you
if
know
they
what?
are not
Maybe-
good enough. So
Maybe we'll showcase the baby artists.
Yeah,
so
give 'em-
send us your baby artists, and we'll
exactly,
showcase
and
them.
also give them some love if you see the stuff that they like, and even if it's not, oh my god, mind blowing, but it's just really cool. I saw a really cool portrait of Caleb and Frumpkin. Unfortunately, I then lost the link because I was on my phone, and
Oh, no.
I mean, it was stuff like the perspective was kind of off, but the color work was really cool, and I was going, I really like this. I'm going to follow this person around in a non-creepy way to see what else they do, and that is fun too. And the baby artist, everyone starts out as a baby artist. And
Well, and a lot of the baby artists, I put out stuff like comic strips, and some of them are really great little comic strips and things like that. So for those of you who are baby artists of the world, don't despair. We notice you.
yeah, and you know,
Our tiny corner of the internet. We notice you.
we may
Also,
not take
to those
notes
of you
because
who are looking. Sorry, you go.
sorry, no, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, like, to anybody who is looking at the work of the baby artists, send them a comment. Like, if you can see that, if you like their color work, then just tell them that you like their color work or their line work or something like that.
Give them
That
feedback.
stuff is hugely motivational.
We don't have official art, so I mean, maybe if you're a baby artist and you want to do official art for us, we would love to do that, and we will pay you.
Yep, we are all for commissions. We like
So-
feeding people.
Yeah. We do. Cess has helped me feed myself sometimes, and
Yep, it's a thing that happens.
I'm
Yep,
all about
yep.
people eating.
Yep, I am unambiguously on board with people feeding themselves.
Where do you stand on the issues of people feeding themselves? I am very pro.
I am pro people feeding themselves.
In all fairness, you
Right.
just fund my Tim Tams and coffee habit, which, by
Exactly.
the way, I'm going to plug that.
Yes,
Do it.
do it.
I have a Ko-Fi account where you can send me money for my coffee and Tim Tams. That is the only thing I beg on the internet for. I like coffee and Tim Tams.
Ew.
It's really petty, but just send me money, and I'll just.
Sorry, my cat came round and now there is paint everywhere.
Oh no! Right. Well, if that's the case, you know what? Let's go wrap this up.
Yep.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to plug?
I mean, as always, I am part of the Quest Complete D&D server. So yeah, if anybody wants a link to that, just let me know. We're about to do a big advertising push to get people in. So yeah, if anybody wants to be part of that who isn't already part of that, I know there's a bunch of people who are in the chat who are already.
I will need to prod you
Super
about-
inclusive,
Yep.
etc., etc.
I will need to prod you about volunteering as a DM if people want that. But
Oh yes,
that
please do.
we'll take that off channel. Follow us on Roll Perception. On
And you already know all of our Twitters.
on the Twitters. I am planning to start doing a creative stream.
Oh, cool. Yes.
Where I will be painting shit.
I was like, do you paint miniatures?
Yep.
Because I'll watch the shit out of that.
Yep. I am playing with a few bits and pieces. Yeah, I might need a webcam that can actually fucking zoom in and you can focus because this is difficult. But yeah, that will be set up on my own stream, which is Sassifet. But once I am going live, I will let people know.
Right.
But that is it, I'd say. I think.
Yep. And of course, Stephen Keel streams. Go check him out, as does DJ. And DJ occasionally does live stream poi training, which is really cool and interesting. So
and
go check those
beading.
guys out.
The live beading is
oh yes, and his live beading, which is also very
incredibly
it's
relaxing.
It's super cute.
So follow StreamFam. StreamFam is awesome.
There's so
ain't no
people who stream
Ain't no fam like Stream Fam.
JA, Sky, Gilb.
This
Yep.
is true.
All
Missing
the,
someone
cu-
who's
all,
here.
the cool, all the cool people doing cool stuff. I will eventually set up a bot to randomly shout out cool people. That sounds like a good idea. Bear with me because I don't know how to internet. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. But that's Roll Perception for another week. We will see you all roughly probably the same time next week.
Yes, for the Gates of Zadash.
Yes, indeed,
Yep.
for episode 8. Let us know what you think. If you want
We may need to have a conversation about time.
Yeah, about timing, because people have jobs.
Yes.
And-
Everybody's employed, finally.
Yep. So we will need to discuss that, but keep an eye out on the Twitters for announcements for times, and we will see you next week. Have a good night.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye.